I just experienced an epiphany. Um, uh, my mom, she's a really, really lovely person. Very, very lovely. Uh, Super, super kind. Very forgiving. But also, in the end, she was a pushover, you know? And she let people walk all over her. And, like, she just gave everybody everything. Like, she would give somebody her last $5. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter. If somebody else needed something more than her, she sacrificed and she sacrificed and she sacrificed until she literally had nothing left. Like she sacrificed so much that in the end her like physical health deteriorated because she got cancer. She was a heavy smoker. She got bladder cancer. Yes, smoking is the number one cause of bladder cancer. That's a fact. And uh, I remember in the end is she died with nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying with nothing. She was a very nice person and left a lot of, like, a great impact on people. But I'm talking, like, in the end, she had given so much to everybody else that she died, like, broke and alone. Not alone. She didn't die alone. That's not true. I shouldn't say that. She died, broke. Uh, all of those men that she sacrificed her time and love with, you know, weren't there. Except the one who really did love her, but she didn't love him back. It was unrequited. Kind of ironic. But he showed up from California. And, like, she just, like, lived on disability, and she just really had, like, no love for herself in the end. Like, she didn't want to fight. She was just tired because she had just given so much and never really got anything in return. And I think, like, last year, or me, I was on the streets and I was in the same position. Like, I constantly gave to everybody else, and it affected me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to the point where it manifested into severe drug addiction. And I was on the verge of losing my life. Um, and, like, dying with nothing, like, alone. You know what I mean? And I would have repeated the cycle. The thing that I was so afraid of, like, my fear was like, I don't want to end up like my mom. I don't want to end up like where I have like I just gave so much that I wanted nothing left, or that I had nothing left to give. But like there I was on the streets in the same position, so close to death. I'm a survivor of the downtown east side. I lived there for 13 months. People do it for 30 years. I don't know how they do it. But me, I lasted 13 months. But I got out of there. And the one thing that I've learned through all of this is that in order to be a happier person, like, you need to be selfish, and like you have to put yourself first. And if it means like cutting ties and being mean and like coming across as unavailable and cold, then that's what I need to do. Like, my mom was always giving and giving and giving until she had nothing left to give. And like, I'm not saying cut everybody off and become isolated and Scrooge. I'm saying that there's balance, and like the balance was way off. And I was super close to repeating the cycle. But in like learning how to give to myself instead of giving all of the time to other people, I decided in that moment that I was not going to repeat the cycle again. And I am a living, breathing, walking testimony that it is okay to tell people no. And it is okay to give to yourself. because this whole time I thought that I didn't want to end up like my mom, and that meant getting a job and like like having a family and all of that. And that's not what it was the whole time. The whole time it was that I didn't need to give myself away so selflessly to the point where I had nothing left. And I'm grateful that I made that realization.